Episode 11, Boss Talk Part 2, The Hidden Realities Behind the Boss Image. Welcome back to The Seated Heart. I'm Jerne, your host. In Part 2 of our Boss Talk, we're going to continue exploring the contradictions between what it means to be a real boss and the image so many people portray. Today, we're focusing on the less glamorous side of things, the realities behind financial instability, dependence on external validation, and inconsistent behavior. Let's dig in. Depending on business coaches and lacking skills. If you constantly claim to be a boss, but depend heavily on business coaches because you lack the cognitive ability or motivation to figure out your own business ventures. Real bosses don't just seek outside validation or instruction. They build their own path. Seeking help is one thing, but relying on others to think for you, that's not the mindset of a true boss. You have to be willing to put in the work yourself. Financial instability, despite the boss image. Here's a common scenario. You come into a large sum of money, maybe through a lawsuit or some other windfall, and suddenly you're driving a luxury car and claiming to be a boss. But behind the scenes, your house is facing foreclosure, or your car is on the verge of repossession. Boss behavior isn't about flashing cash or expensive items. It's about financial stability and responsibility, living beyond your means and projecting the boss image. Here is another scenario. You're claiming to be a boss, but you're sharing an apartment with someone because you can't afford to live on your own. Real bosses prioritize their personal space, independence, and financial health before projecting success. It's not about how much you can show off. It's about how much you can maintain responsibly. If you're always one paycheck away from disaster, then it's time to rethink how you're managing your resources. Misplaced values and dependence on external validation. You claim to be a boss, but you're constantly looking for validation, whether through social media posts or needing praise from others. Real bosses are confident in their own skills and accomplishments. They don't need external validation to know their worth. If you find yourself constantly needing others to affirm your status as a boss, it's time to reevaluate what being a boss really means to you. Reflection. Being a boss is about having control over your life, financially, emotionally, and mentally. It's about setting yourself up for long-term success, not just temporary appearances. A real boss doesn't depend on outside sources for validation or stability. They create their own path and take full responsibility for their journey. In the end, being a boss isn't just a title or something you flaunt online. It's about how you move through life, responsibly, confidently, and with purpose. So, before you claim to be a boss, take a look at how you're really living. Thanks for joining me for Part 2 of the Seated Heart's Boss Talk. Until next time, keep building, keep growing, and keep moving in silence like the real bosses do.